Page 15. The heart of the perfection of Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate to you now. Lotus Mountain together with the great community of monks and the great community of bodhisattvas.
There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Chandrakirti, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom. The mind of God is creation and without fear. Having completely passed beyond the earth, all the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly completely awakened, dwell in sparse and perfect enlightenment, in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as true since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Paratam Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisoha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Sattva should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Bhagavan arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of Aeneas, it is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Bhagavan, having thus spoken, the Venerable Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Bhagavan. Page 25.
So please set forth a quality motivation based on refuge bodhicitta.
아니 양거 다티링기 내가 동이 동이 tö바다 삼바다 공발라서가 다 탐제요 신변 바식치도 이 삼배.
In particular, please think that whatever you hear, contemplate and meditate on emptiness, it is all for the sake of Shenpen, to benefit other mother sentient beings.
다 가와곰 당ай 줄레든데 신변 로쳐버진지 유든지 가와곰스러.
Feel rather rejoice because you have got a very special mind, a mind that wants to offer benefit to others, a special mind.
하야 다들 양저 간델라 제디. 딱 난다양저 교육 소신세다 간델라 제 군기 토가네 라가시자 분지 준진데 최제 군유로 산다. 세드지원네 식스 세드 소신세다 지라. 세드지원네 식스.
And now let's visualize marriage field of Lama Tsongkhapa and recite their Until I get stanza 1.
다들 dunjinanga siti pende de chizulama jibe songwa chi dala debe sunashi tenpa chi kija shuzo suyosi de nyangele mi debe sowa dawa de yenla dunshikura nyangele mi debe sowa dawa de dosi machi kisen ane shinje chungui jiwe loto do kesa newe junyo le shisa chogobi yu lame jibe tonde dume tonde la cha tsewe se da cha tsewe yenla de a kisen ganzo shusin bachirwa da dirin danda de jes shushena ane 다 추어부에 영어 표현하자 메도다 지신도 나세 지시서 뭐샹이 지dun자서 선나신 조준의 추어부서다 영어 표현 다 표현 셰프시 메도도 그 마음에 지저 나세라 서거다 대다 뭐스 샴바탄다 데레 다데 단다데 추어버다 다다데 초게 나를 요나신 등다 표현 셰프시 메도도 그 마음에 지저 셰세스도데 어디 유튜버 디디 지난저 나라 네 쳐봤는데 지도 어딘데서 쳐봐 부나 어디야고 요래 무엇을 샴바와 무엇을 당당해서 쳐봐 샴바지 아니 이 유튜브 뭐 샴이 유튜브 추진 자조스네 답베데 최연도서 배 자조 최연 셰프시 메도도서 배다 탕케바 나시 안 도버게 하나치고 marmenanseegi ene pe zambuling mumbatam je seto tindega mame yutenya oda tindega pa ene naga chawa na shingi choba samji ni jeba tinde na yutenje mojan yi churin jazo des sunam shinju chula choba sunam shingi cho da sunam puse shingi cho de tanda dunji nanga soshing sedap shin yogi ene jefse sung zor juwe chori jose jeba yorwa 어딜래야다 저 부부 인생 찍디 돈다로 되지래와
So yesterday we covered the first 3 stanzas briefly, and today on page 53, the last stanza, it says, pleasing water offerings, various flowers, fragrant incense, light and scented water, an ocean of actual and visualized cloud-like offerings I present to you, O supreme field of merit. And as it says, pleasing water offering, various flowers, fragrant incense, light, and scented water, actually set on the altar. As you can see, it is on my right, and it's beautifully set and arranged as per the 2 lines. And then on top of actually set up offerings, you you make mentally created offerings, an ocean of offerings, and such that flowers carpet the whole surface, and incense permeate and fill the space with a fragrant smell, and then the light permeates the whole space, such that the entire space is compacted with various pleasing offerings. And one says, I present Sonam Shinjo Kyula Chobabe. I present this to the supreme field of merit of Lama Tsongkhapa and true sons and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
다 chobapudu dus chobapube kadula ni tu yun cheju sumshigoro cheju sumdi ni ngo dendo namba chunze chile ongbo chuchu du ni sawame dewa chawaji jawas cheju sumshigoro 당에 대강라 제주 찍는 왜 되고요다. 제주 시차고다.
So when we make offerings, offerings have three properties to them. ngô tiếng tung rồi. ngô tiếng
ngô tiếng tung number chữ number nazo rồi. đó yung chữ nazo me da yor ba. chữ 다음에 number 피죠라. 칠레디 ene dunyi nangar da seda shame churi gewa seda same gi tewa ya phedu.
So now normally when we make offerings, offerings have three properties to them: nature, aspect, appearance, and function. Offerings by nature are Dentong means empty of inherent existence. In appearance, they appear in the form of respective offering items. Jele function, they generate great bliss in the heart or in the minds of fields of merit. And I add one more to that.
수수 개와사신 요 소남지여라 대단하네. 다치 냠내로지 다 전남아전한 때데 지가 지고 알아 참말로 그러와. 근데 라메마가 숭샹교 되게네. 지 라메가 되게 소남지 여러와 대단하네. 지 개와사고 소남지 여러와. 소남디지야 아니 최베 최벌이야 뭐 아니 최바들라 아니 뭐디 아니 템버트베 동아와 chuo kurang ngo temba de tong chuo phuse ngo temba de tong chuo phunyi ngarang ngo de temba de tong a si je ne tinde ge samlo dang ne da namba de tang yi xiao na ji chue je chue shi si te me do do ma me she se ro mo ne du da jan de la so wo de da chuo namba na zo ge ne namba ya che da chile ni 옹보 투기 주디스는 옹보 투스도다 든지 난가라다 단다 세다에 라마 직접성 군도 그다니 라마 종가에 조르주에 조지겨 세단지와 대다기 아니 옹보 투글다 쳐버디게데 옹보 투글 주 투고라 제가 옹보 투스도 미가 옹보네 이지 옹보 파더라 딜레야 쳐버 누바도디 야푸르도 네 투줄에 상매게 되어 상매기 지난다 상제라 상매기 되었다 타두보디 폐사를 될래 이나양 되게 인도지 제제 믹스에야 지 학벌되다 수수 레단 되어야 되기 된대기 지 아니 가서래 상매기 되어 공도 폐버스나래 학벌되다 지 수수난걸라야 학벌 폐배 나와라 총제로 상매기 되어 잡아진 집에 되 내가 지요래 Sami dewa de pe du ene wese ro de wese hakbar de wese trebe topgi ene susu wese de susu lula ma tim ni du ene susu lunga isung dirib jang ro ya da de ge da samudaya la che yu yin za sami ge dewa pe se de de la khoya de yin sa re ro
What I add to the three is offering of marriage. One has gathered, one has managed to gather through one's own practice of virtue, dharma, and carrying out Guru's instruction and living up to the teaching given by the Guru. Whether one succeeds or not, nevertheless, one is still trying. And therefore, there's no doubt one has gathered merit. And then I add that to the list and then offer to the three jewels. So commenting on the three previous elements, Ngo means the offerings, all the items, or everything involved in making offerings by themselves, as said before, must be seen as being empty of inherent existence, and objects, the merit field, who you make offering to must also be seen in the same light, and one as the person who makes the offering must also be seen in the same light. So all the three factors of offering by nature are absolutely empty of inherent existence. In a number means appearance of items, then the the objects, the items appear as flower, light, and everything like umbrella, victory banner, and so on. Gillette. So the offerings appear very clearly to one and to them. Gillette function is to generate bliss in the six sense basis of the merit field, for example, primarily Karma disciples, and then Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And they generate what kind of bliss? Uncontaminated bliss. And don't they have already achieved, and don't they already have experience of uncontaminated bliss? They do. But when one makes offerings, thinking to oneself, one is sort of regenerating a new uncontaminated or fresh uncontaminated bliss in the six senses of the merit field, but dint of one's own wish to do so, and due to karmic connection, and then they feel as if there's a new experience of there's a fresh experience of uncontaminated bliss. So to one's own appearance, you also from one's own perspective, you also feel the same, that by doing so you have managed to generate fresh uncontaminated bliss. And then due to having experienced kind of a new fresh uncontaminated bliss, then the merit field permeate or shed light. The light rays dissolve into you to help you purify your obscurations of body, spirit, and mind.
Now, did you do any? Didn't
and that's the sublime segment of offerings.
다 초바디 단다 나로즈 두베 초바사드레 다 두베 초바사데 아니 겨와사 네 라메기 다 겨와치 최치 셈 상무치 승션저디 나렌 체베이나 디체바딜라 뎀베 아니 소남 랍셴보지 용구유인자 디 소남 사션저디 라메 까두베 다 라마인 다 산제리 상무 카르페위는 상무로 삼바상보지 밀레펜도치 누워마제 아니 겨와치스 라고여장 안한저 데데스 치기요인자 라메 까두로 지단 라메 까두베데 다 최베난게 초바초도 유베데 두베 초바사데레 되게외자와디 야푸니 아니 단데게 제주 숨데 시린디제데 다 총으로 데 총을 때네 라마 통예고 총으로 안한저 파마도저 부구 내가 부구 조방에 뭐지 뒤윤베데 람 대등이 니마지 그 부기디 야보로 제나 파마쇼 가로고도 테나시네 베라마 베 니에버 슈지 연구요래로 다 뒤윤베 코에기 코에나를 베 팀제 되기도 드린 개와때제 시가쳤다 빼하고 종수 삼제 아니 가오 연구로 와 제자 퉁니에버 연구로 와 다들 두베 추바서야 돼 라마 니에베 추바서야 되다 두베 추베난 추바 초도 유와 어디 디차기요 레스로
of different types of offering, outer, inner, and so on. There's one offering type of offering called Dubei Chöba, offering success, offering one's practice as making offering of one's practice, and that means carrying out instructions about practice and carrying out Guru's instruction. They have told us to have a kind heart, develop compassion for others, and develop all the three principles of the path, and so on. And if one takes the words of the Guru earnestly, takes to heart, and then generates, for example, good heart, wisdom, and so on. In other words, if one carries out the words of the Guru and the do's and don'ts, and in general advice, that God means one has done what the Guru has advised, what the Buddha has advised, what the Buddha has advised via one's Guru, and this really becomes very pleasing for Guru, for Buddhas. Why? Gurus and Buddhas have always wanted us to change, similar to a child, that once a child's parents has wanted the child to change their lifestyle, but has not done so to date. One day, all of a sudden, there's a change. There's a marked change in the behavior, and then the child stays on course on the change behavior. Nothing pleases. Nothing is as pleasing for parents as the new the changes they can observe in the child. In the same way, Buddhas and Gurus have taught us and other sentient beings to change, because caught in the same rut of samsara, we perpetuate causes of suffering and experience suffering, and they can't bear that. Buddhas and Gurus can't bear that. For our own good, they advise us. And now, when we change by doing what the Gurus advise us to do, stop negativity, develop positivity of love and compassion, so on, they see that, and nothing is as pleasing for them, and therefore this Dubei offering of the spiritual accomplishment is the supreme offering.
지금 melage kunala dende yoro no sansingi buwa talame palame shabdo dubeje sinje sunro 제가 지진 melala talama lu puyage sansingi buwa yo mare ine dangone lame shabji dubeyadi nge ene dubechuwa kashin dubeyage dubechuwa de ko yin sun do
So the great Milarepa has said, "No something chuba talame, O Guru, I have no material offerings to make to please you. Falame chuba
Palame shabdo dubeje.
falame shabdo dribeje, but I will serve you and please you by spiritual accomplishment." And as he said so, he did it quite outstandingly in that respect.
Tandanzo Kandelaje Madendi, Jizu Lama Kive, Zungarchin, Dalo de Vesnaji, Tembaji Gija Shuzu Suesigda, Jizu Lama Keba Sigda. Jizangazu Din Kongola, that Soshing set of you. That Nubani do Sanje Chedu, and it Lam Yamlin Chigi, Jizan Sosa Dijan Chigi, did so energy Sosa Session like that. Japson Gundu Tani, that Jeremy Chen, Jepsum Joe Perochi City. Sundip Shiva Yinza, Jeremy be never chone, that Shamushed number, Chidulama Chevas, the bed took never year. Yane Lama Tonyana, Lama Shamu game Gamugaja. Jedan Jeremy be Shamushed in your numbers. O Dendeji Gomium, your resident, and the Dungu, or the Chigdi Kodan in the Yor. Lama Cheva Sigdo.
For example, on page 53, stanza 5, line 1. All venerable gurus with the white smiles of delight. The guru beams with the smiles of delight, for they are really pleased that now their students are doing what they have always wanted them to do, to turn the corner and do the right thing in terms of turning away from the unwholesome and adopting the wholesome, and nothing pleases. Nothing is as pleasing to them, and therefore they can't help responding with bright smile.
Chuba de Dan Shagwa de Nimdo Malapshana Yagretunda, Chuba Lamalayata, Chuba Pu to Vecho Pura, around the Vecho Erdan around the G. Ele Gioro Che, and the Ele Nituni Tolocomro Jabchea to Zoda, Ne Jini Comchea, down to Samada, Roda, and Ne Lameka to Guir, Sanji got to Guir, Cheda, and Dita. Kashin to Chuba Chagi or Chavina did Lama took near Chung. That took near Nane, took near number the 10 do some make the office at Delta. Tidogi and could never say mixed in the matter. We say Chuba Tidogi and on the Lunga is on the degree. You are Kanshi Tomit in the subway is at that. On the Kanshi Toma Mevane, Toma Javala Toma Mevane, degree. That degree carries out a lunga usum pira, look on the lunga usum Jawatoma and a subway degree. Lunga is a Migichi, Chever de and the Tombason you meet in shop on the Tombason, Sodaga Tomba, Chancing Tomba, Sanga Tomba, and gave that medium show to the summer. And Ning Chuato was so sharp that the Ning Chuato was at the Della Chushago, Yoro, when the case was shorter. Ade be ngaranzo tyun ngaranzo mangboji ta healing chikin sigdo ta yaksho de 닝네 choshache mige wala chobade gyaware mige wala chobade chobade 신주난 로 여러 아니 gyawala 아다가 kisin kini도 곰제 아데다 베 tuzu thola dance dileda ngala temu다가 independent de doshana yago yosana gyawala chobade mige ware Wakashe Lagda, the Zinda New Varus to Dileda, Bigical Doshan Tada in Samadi, Susi Gavashe and Jodi and Migo Sweshata. Gavala Chova, the Migawata, Migawala Chova, the Gavas Cheta, Chova de lungmaden to dan den derwa samlojik dan de giwe nang do samlojik dan de migiwe nang do na ko lungmaden re de gewores la to e ma de migores la na chobat 제가 닝네 교와도 소소 샤스데 셈 띵네다 당원에 수수 템베 디거든데 유나 용아이다 베사송다 삼 데데 진동에 진제 미진님베 dom심데 숙침불레 연거라 닝네 교와도 소소 샤스야데 아니 데스 코단요레 소다고 dom바다 게와이나 코나 소다 dom바다 게네 예 치주체네 방고요레 네 치주시세데 수수게다 인지 겐듀당 네 겐듀 서정식도 당자 ane sawe lama neg lama dendele shu thadwe dende yungu yore ta dine donwa chiju chene thasa dende yungu yore ta dine tanda di chansungi domba duzune chanjuk sim domba sardu lempa tang ane wan shuba dende chene chansungi domba ya so yungu yore ane nga ga domba de ta thaya la danjuk lengu yore danjuk di yungu danjuk lengu do 네 소소 샥스에 튼다들에 이네 조어도 소소 샥스야데 그 디제 상마 투모디 샤야들라네 뒤용조 녀부도 없이 들어봐 땡기도 네 녀발 순지베도 녀발라도베도 아니 신제미지베 돈심제 들어와 어디 디제디 아니 녀부군데 집에도 땡기도 나바 순지베도 녀부군데 집에도 아니 녀발라도베도 스톱시디 스톱시디 투무에다 돈바타제레 이러와 또 디고타제 디다 냠부터 시기 샥바야고 잖아 디베리디 차장 다도고 요러 근데 동웨리디 아니 소소샥사 닝네 조어로 소소샥사 되게 고고요 어딘데스네 다 간다 디발라 미게와 제와들이야 미게와당 뇨몬래야 연대직 요래서 그래 연대 가르스나 빠네 파메워서나 수주요어디 아니 디바 뇨몬다 디베기 연대레스 지난 뇨몬다 디바사데 쫌바식레스 이나 콜래야 연대 차직 요래서 가르스나 코 메워서나 수주요어디 코 연대레스로 어디 가둘라니 샤과 치아 삼당고 요러
So we are doing things in our own ways, and we are trying our best in performing virtues, meditating on emptiness, developing compassion, and that's what gurus and Buddhas have advised and have wanted us. Although not spectacularly well, we are doing things in our own ways, and therefore that's our Drupechopa offering of spiritual performance, spiritual accomplishment. And when we make that, when we offer that, our mini success in spiritual performance, that really generates uncontaminated, pure delight. Not that they need it, but it just generates, and that refreshes, as it were, the sense of uncontaminated bliss the married fields have experienced. In response, light rays are issued, and the light rays then help us render purification and undertake purification. And therefore, if you go to page 55, then it says, whatever non-virtues of body, speech, and mind I have accumulated from beginningless time or throughout beginningless time, and especially any transgressions of my 3 vows, I confess again and again with a fervent regard, fervent regard from my heart. So this stanza pertains to pertains to practicing the segment of sublime segment of purification. So what is needed is strong remorse, heartfelt, gut-wrenching remorse for the negativities that we have performed in this life. More importantly, that we have performed throughout beginningless time without our knowing that what we have been doing were deadly negativities. And the negativities left to themselves have one thing to do: torture, cause to inflict suffering. Knowing that, then we need to genuinely become remorseful, to have a sense of great dread for them. So we need remorse. Remorse comes under the last category of mental factors called the four changeables. So remorse by nature is neutral. So if you remorse the virtue, then it becomes non-virtue. If you have remorse for non-virtue, it becomes a virtue. And for example, somebody has spent maybe $100 to give in charity, but later on, if they felt, oh, maybe I should have gone to the cinema, that would be much better, and that would change, that would become non-virtue. Or I went to this teaching and it was so difficult. Maybe I should have gone to the beach and I should have had good time there and spending time, and that is also regretting virtue. It becomes non-virtue. So anyway, what is critical for purification to take place is whether the purification is grounded in remorse. And if one has remorse, then one will do the needful. When it says "Tombatamcho sosorsha" means I'll especially any transgressions. Sosor means individually, literally, or specifically. So this word specifically or specially means is if one has that means there are three types of vows. Number one is individual emancipation vows or individual emancipation vows of the ordained and upasaka and so on. Second is a bodhisattva vow. Third is a tantric vow. So the way to purify moral downfall through transgression, the moral downfalls are undone quite specifically. So if one wants to rectify moral downfall of individual emancipation vow, you attend sojong means bi-monthly confession practice and confess one's wrongdoing in the presence of sangha members. If one has suffered moral downfall in bodhicitta vow, then you confess that in the presence of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And if one has suffered moral downfall, then one purifies that in the presence of Guru and Vajradhara. So the moral downfalls in these three types of vows are undone or rectified in different ways. That's why it says specially or categorically. So then they can also be together purified by applying 4 antidotes. The 4 antidotes, as you know, they all begin with the letter R. The first is remorse. The next is reliance. No, the next one is resolve. Resolve. Sorry, remorse, resolve, reliance, and remedies, actual remedies. So, as said before, if it is a moral downfall of the vows, they are individually or categorically purified. And for, with the Bodhisattva vow, you can take them. And with the Tantric vow, you can take self-initiation. So Bodhisattva vows and Tantric vows are restored as well. If it is a non-virtue in general, the 4 antidotes will do. 4 antidotes applied well will do away with that. And now, with the delusions and the non-virtues, they are predominant and there's nothing good about them. But there's one mitigating aspect to them, and that is with the delusions, they can be overcome. They are not permanent. They are not intrinsic. Therefore, they can be done away with. With a mountain of non-virtues, they can be purified effectively, totally, by applying the 4 antidotes. So let's now, could you please recite Kandil Hagya this and then do a short meditation.
I go through teaching and Chandrakirti. I shall liberate all sentient beings, lead them to an enlightened state. I generate purely and enlightened righteous. May the surface of the earth in every direction be pure without even a pebble, as smooth as the palm of a child's hand, naturally polished as a delicate black lily. And may all space be completely filled with the material offerings of gods and men, both these set before me and those mentally created, as a fearless cloud of Samatha Vajra offerings. From the heart of the protector of the hundreds of daisies of the land of joy, comes a cloud that resembles the mass of fresh white earth. Omniscient Chandrakirti, King of the Dharma, together with your son, I request you to come here now. O venerable gurus with white smiles of delight, seated on lion thrones, lotus and moon in the space before me, I request you to remain for hundreds of eons in order to spread the teachings and be the supreme field of merit for my mind of faith. Your mind has the intellect that comprehends the full extent of what can be known. Your speech with its excellent explanations becomes the ear ornament of those of good fortune. Your bodies are radiantly handsome with glory renowned. I prostrate to you whom to behold, hear, or recall is worthwhile. Pleasing water offerings, various flowers, fragrant incense, light, and scented water, an ocean of actual and visualized cloud-like offerings, I present to you, O supreme field of merit. Whatever non-virtues of body, speech, and mind I have accumulated from beginningless time, and especially any transgressions of my 3 vows, I confess again and again with reverent regard from my heart. From the depths of our hearts we rejoice, O protectors, in the great ways of your deeds. You who strove to learn and practice in this degenerate age, and made like many fall by abandoning the 8 worldly feelings. O holy and venerable Lama, from the clouds of compassion that form in the skies of your Dharmakaya wisdom, please release again a vast and profound Dharma, precisely in accordance with the needs of those to be trained. I dedicate whatever virtues I have ever collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of Venerable Losang Dragpa to shine forever. Migrating to the fields of Buddha's mandala on a base restricted with flowers, saffron water, and incense. Adorned with mountains, the four continents, and sun and moon. May all sentient beings be led to these fields. Ida Guru Vatanachala Kamyaya Chayomi. I can forge this jeweled mandala to you, precious Gurus. By the force of having fervently requested in this way, holy rays of white light are emitted from the hearts of the venerable Father and his two sons, the ends of which combine into one and enter the crown of my head. By the white nectar, the color of milk that comes through the pathway of the tube of white light, I am cleansed of all sickness, disturbance, malvirtues, obstacles, and their instincts without exception, and my body becomes as pure and clear as crystal. You are in the Lokiteshvara, great treasure of compassion, not aimed at true existence, and unto master of glorious wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all completeness without exception. O Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, floating Jataka, I make request as your food.
Aya da suzu lunga yisung Delusions taje ne lama jawa san jeromo chin zobe ne choji jawa sedan chi kusung tu ki chin la jula che mixe da jik doni do be dawa dang ningji chambu jula je ya ne ni wa chawa chin chi chongson sem na ya wo.
Now feel with that meditation you have done, visualization meditation, all negativity of body, spirit, mind are completely cleansed, and you are therefore charged with a special blessing to help understand emptiness, develop compassion, and so feel that you have received special energy and blessing for these.
Aya da de sha.
Let's stop here.
Tunzang la mixi ma thang na ya wo yor darwa.
And I would say it's really good to recite Mixima, the 5-line Mixima during breaks.
No,